extinct by the end of the Triassic period. During the Jurassic period and Cretaceous period, the dinosaurs evolved into various adaptive types, many of which reached colossal size. Tyrannosaurus rex, about 70 million years ago. Its long skull was equipped with powerful jaws in which were set sharp, doubly serrated teeth. Weighing more than 4 metric tons and averaging 19 feet in height, this creature was believed to be one of the largest predators who ever lived on our planet.
Welcome to Taco Bell. Can I take your order?
Let's see. 1,000 burrito supremes, 700 Mexican pizzas, and what of those new gorditas? Hey, Godzilla, want something to drink?
Godzilla's at Taco Bell on 4 collector cups. And now you can put them in a cool Godzilla cup holder. Get them while supplies last.
Godzilla is a 1998 American monster film directed and co-written by Roland Emmerich. Produced by TriStar Pictures, Centropolis Entertainment, Fried Films, and Independent Pictures, and distributed by TriStar. It is a reboot of the Toho Co. Limited's Godzilla franchise. It is the 23rd film in the franchise and the first Godzilla to be completely produced by a Hollywood studio. Godzilla was theatrically released on May 20th, 1998 to negative reviews and grossed $379 million worldwide against a production budget between $130 and $150 million and marketing costs of $80 million, becoming the third highest grossing film of 1998. Despite turning a profit, it was considered a box office disappointment. Planned sequels were cancelled, but an animated series was produced instead.
I'm Vicki Lewis. Please join me as we take a look at the making of this epic adventure on the Sci-Fi Channel's Godzilla Attacks Special Effects Secrets Review.
I enjoy monster movies since I was a kid, so it's sort of fun to see a big monster and then scream.
It's like kind of for sure the biggest monster out there.
If I were Godzilla, a person would be about the size of this tooth.
Where is it? I don't see it.
The whole idea of the movie was that Godzilla is so big. You have to always kind of never forget his size. You don't know how big that is, until you will really see it on film.
I would get ideas here and there of the scale of Godzilla, but I really didn't know how big he was until I saw the movie.
It is that size relationship. If you think of the old Godzilla films, they were limited to put a big guy in a rubber suit, to shoot him in slow motion, and so he's basically waddling down a street. The fact is, lizards don't waddle. For the most part, they're pretty quick. We wanted one that was sleeker, more agile, faster, one that could run over 200 miles an hour.
He's large in almost every sense of the word.
He's too fast!
She's bigger than I thought. Powerful.
Running would be a good idea.
This is a story where a big animal comes and says, no, I'm in control. You're little mice, and I'm going to chase you around.
With computer-generated images, anything you do, they can justify it.
We figured while we were a while into making this movie that it would be way more CG than we ever anticipated.
The style was he's agile, he's graceful, but he still maintains his weight and mass. To get both of those qualities is difficult.
I didn't want to have a big T-Rex running down the streets of New York. I wanted to still have some sort of a dragon.
We felt that in a strange way that it was going to be more respectful to the old Godzilla to have a new Godzilla. Once we designed that creature, it was, well, if he could do that, rather than he's invulnerable to the military,
Where'd he go?
he's more clever, so that set up the, I think, amazing action sequences of the picture.
That's what also drew me to the picture, like the sheer size of Godzilla and the fun of like having him run through New York.
By placing the creature with well-known monuments gives you a size relationship. So the more you can associate him with things that are familiar to the eye, the more the effects look real, and the more sense of the creature you get.
Please stay with us, because when we come back, you will meet the incredible cast and crew as we continue with Godzilla Attacks. Special effects secrets revealed.
The Making of Godzilla is brought to you by Propecia. Talk to your doctor today.
As with any great film, it's of course the characters who bring it to life. In Godzilla, it's the unique ensemble of actors which make our story multidimensional. They had to fashion actions and reactions to a creature 20 stories tall that could only be visualized in their imaginations.
Roland would have to tell us the levels of our fear, and we'd all have to sort of meet on the same page.
I would be frightened, and I would always look out of the corner of my eye, look at Maria, and think, you know, because I was scared that I'd be like really frightened, she'd be sort of brave.
You sort of know what you're in for. I knew it was going to be a lot of reacting to nothing, but you can't really know what it's like.
Devlin promises that this creature will be more ferocious and spectacular than any of his predecessors.
I want it to be this kind of cartoony, human-like, lovable character. I want him to be a lizard, but yet I still want to know when he's angry. I want to know when he's sad. I want to know when he's content. I want to know when he's hungry.
That's a lot of fish.
So to find special effects people who could do all the other techniques and then on top of it make it act, that was a true challenge.
We'd go back in and add eye motion that made sense with the action. You get a sense that he's thinking.
He's a very elegant creature, but when little things are in his way, the stuff gets bent out of his way, or a corner of a building goes.
The whole point about it is creating something that is living, breathing, and is completely believable. It's a nice thing to have something real and see it interact with buildings and walls. Action! And see all that stuff crashing.
I think Roland inspired himself more from the original one than any other Godzilla. It's going back to the roots, which I thought was a great concept.
Roland is an incredibly visionary director. I mean, he gets these images in his head. In fact, when we write the script, I sit at a typewriter writing a scene, and he sits on the opposite side of the table drawing, you know, the way he'd want to shoot the scene and how he wants it to look. And so we wanted to open up the film to a kind of an international feeling, because since so much of it does take place in Manhattan, we wanted to get a kind of worldwide feeling of Godzilla first before we got into the meat of the story. So Roland chose a bunch of different locations and tried to come up with different visual ways to express what Godzilla has done without showing the creature.
I tried to give it a little feeling that, you know, if you're a biologist and you've studied worms for years, that if an enormous lizard came along, it would probably be like, that's a good day in the biology lab.
The original 1954 Godzilla, released in Japan, was meant as a strong warning against the effects of nuclear testing.
If you do constantly bombard nature with something of this magnitude, eventually Mother Nature will put her foot down, and that foot belonged to Godzilla.
He wants to stop him, but he has some sympathy toward him because he really does view him as an animal, not as a villain and not as somebody plotting anything.
He's like a fish out of the sea.
An essence of adventure, I mean, nightmare.
The new Godzilla bears almost no resemblance to its earlier predecessor.
It has to be 100% believable. You look into these eyes and you believe there is a living animal and it's thinking and it knows what it's doing.
And I wanted those eyes to look very, very intense. So for that, I decided to have the pupil inside the eye to not be black like most of the animals or humans, but make it white. It's almost like he's got lava inside. It's like a creature of fire.
We actually looked at some footage from alligators and we found out that the jaw really only has this one hinge. It's a really simple mechanism. So this was applied to the creature.
How does the foot bend when the creature takes off? I went and studied some of the ostriches because those are the biggest birds, and see how their feet were actually bending when the foot would take off from the ground.
We always pretend that we see Godzilla in the frame. And that's part of the whole magic of making a movie.
Stay with us, okay? Because there's more Godzilla attacks, special effects secrets revealed here on the Sci-Fi Channel. The sheer size of Godzilla made it a massive endeavor for cast and crew.
Roland said, I'm going to shoot the film as though Godzilla were a real actor on my set. And he said to Volker and the special effects people, you guys have to figure out how to get him in the picture. Because I'm going to shoot him with a handheld camera, I'm going to shoot it with a steady cam, I'm going to shoot it from helicopters, I'm not going to use motion-controlled cameras. And by doing so, he makes the film feel much more real, because it's shot the way you would really shoot it.
What made this more interesting than your basic high fall was that we actually have the cameras inside the rig, which you'll see back here, which gives you the element of shooting through the windows and giving you the height element, which is a little bit different perspective than you normally see from a regular high fall.
Dean and Roland explain what was going on with the effects and why we needed the same shot over and over again, like climbing over the fence. We'd have to actually do it in the alley, then we'd have to do it for green screen.
Some sequences are stretched out over weeks and weeks or months. You know, you do a little piece here, 2 weeks later another little piece, and a month later another piece.
It was a complicated sequence, and none of it was there. We had to justify why you wouldn't see this foot hitting you right away, so we worked out he'd be fiddling, can't get his tape in his camera, so he's looking down. Okay, finally gets it in, points the camera up, and there's a foot about to hit him. You always rely on storyboards for a movie, but in this one, I mean, you really did. It's like, okay, so this shot, this is the shot we're getting, this is the foot is where, okay.
You have a couple of green barrels bolted to the ground in the basic rough form of the foot shape, which later gets replaced by the computer-generated foot of the creature. Also, we had these huge nets hanging from a crane. Opening these nets on cue, and all this stuff is falling down at the same time. The cars crash against the barrels. This is how you create your basic footage.
They built what I consider to be the most amazing structure or skeleton that I've ever seen. He had over 500 expressions written into him, and basically when his foot lifts up from the ground, you automatically got toe curl, and it would automatically come down, and when it landed, the toe spread would happen, and the weight, and they'd bulge out a little bit.
Picture this, okay? Screaming crowds, crashing cars, and army troops, right? All reacting to a creature standing 20 stories tall. All right, add to the scene flying helicopters and stormy weather, and maybe you can imagine what the special effects team was up against.
I was very happy with the way the elements came together. You could fill in with CG debris whenever necessary, live action debris. In a lot of cases, it's hard to tell. We intermix some CG cabs with 6-scale cabs.
We go into a library of elements we created in the beginning of the movie, like rain, different kinds of falling debris, cut and paste them together, and all these little details creates the believability at the end.
Sometimes we would have to add rain impact hits on the ground. We took the actual elements that Volker had shot.
There's an element of darkness we created in the movies. You see sheets of rain, and the creature gets slowly revealed. Roland and Dean's approach was to make a really fast-moving animal. He's not only ramming the pier, this pier has to disintegrate. So we put all these pyro charges into the pier, and the pier is basically exploding behind the running fishermen when the creature comes out.
We actually did an entire sequence of the movie underwater, 100% CG, and it really is believable. The sequence where the boats are pulled backwards is a combination of real boats and model.
You had to at least be 1/6 or 1/4 scale.
If you say, well, let's just do 24 scale, it'll always look like a toy in a bathtub, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
What takes it over the edge is that when we use the shots of the models being pulled backwards, we digitally put people onto those boats, and that's what made it feel believable and real.
Could a creature like Godzilla be possible? Stay with us for more Godzilla Attacks, special effects secrets revealed. Godzilla is a creature created by us. Now we're faced with an intriguing question. Should we destroy this unique creature, or do we have a responsibility to preserve this new species?
It's the age-old question, what comes first, the Godzilla or the egg? And in this case, it was actually Godzilla. You know that if the creature survives, we won't. And at the same time, it means us no harm.
Monster movies have almost always portrayed the monster as a beast that must be destroyed, the pure essence of good versus evil. In Devlin and Emmerich's Godzilla, those lines are blurred.
You still ultimately find yourself rooting for him.
What if we weren't meant to be the heirs of this planet, that there's something that could evolve beyond us?
Still some kind of creatures that we don't know about.
Wait until he enters the park.
Those are probably the most important moments in the movie when you figure out, wow, I really believe that this could happen.
I'm Vicki Lewis. Thank you for joining us.
Coming up, discover the secrets to bringing Godzilla, the king of beasts, to life. Robotic animal superstars. Coming up, discover the secrets to bringing Godzilla, the king of beasts, to life. Robotic animal superstars. Next, Mega Movie Magic. It's 350 feet tall. It can run 500 miles per hour. It's angry. It's pregnant. And it's coming to smash a city near you. Meet Godzilla, a mutant mega monster. For this colossal creature, a visit to the Big Apple is not exactly a vacation.
Godzilla, king of the monsters.
The madcap mission for the movie makers is to hatch an all-new freak of nature based on the old classic Godzilla flicks.
Fantastic beyond comprehension.
But how in the world do you invent a new fire-breathing, bulky mass of hugeness? Well, it all starts with one guy. His name is Patrick Tatopoulos. He's the one who gave Godzilla his new look.
If you look at the old design, the creature is very heavy, big, heavy legs. So it's slow, massive. I couldn't use the old design and make him look like he runs 500 miles per hour in the streets of New York.
Patrick's creation begins with a piece of paper, a pencil, and a cup of coffee. What spills out of Patrick's brain and onto the paper is this totally terrifying break in the food chain. Now he can start constructing the most awesome creature ever feared. First, Patrick builds a maquette, or a small model of what Godzilla will look like. Then he can build all the big models to look exactly like it.
His basic shape is still very much like a dragon. His torso and arms and hands are extremely human. We want him to use his face like a crocodile, like an iguana. His legs are dinosaur legs, which means they're like bird legs. So I went to look at ostriches.
To make Godzilla move, Patrick has to make the most gnarly dino suit since the Ice Age. Watch. Now that these guys look like mutant radiation monsters, they need to act like it.
On your mark, get set, go!
Welcome to Zilla School. It's the only place the teacher will educate you on the importance of running in the halls, digging in the dirt, and snarfing down old stinky fish. Meet Robot Godzilla. Patrick constructs this animatronic creature, which means it's like a remote-control Godzilla. To make Godzilla move, Patrick has to make the most gnarly dino suit since the Ice Age. Watch. Now that these guys look like mutant radiation monsters, they need to act like it.
On your mark, get set, go!
Welcome to Zilla School. It's the only place the teacher will educate you on the importance of running in the halls, digging in the dirt, and snarfing down old stinky fish. Some of the models need to be giant. Take this Godzilla torso, for example. This mechanical monster is 36 feet tall, weighs 14,250 pounds, and runs by remote control. Patrick knows that for close-up shots, Godzilla needs to look real.
Good boy.
So this gargantuan Godzilla does the trick.
Hi, big scary monster.
This bionic beast is so hungry, he could eat a truck. The crew even fills up the truck with all kinds of cargo trash, creating a big spill. These mammoth models definitely create the feeling of absolute largeness.
Taxi!
But even they don't have cab-chasing capabilities. It's time to bring out the secret weapon. The CG or computer-generated Godzilla. Meet Volker Engel. He's the visual effects supervisor, which means he's in charge of all the fancy effects in the movie.
When you look at the creature, around 90% of the creature effects in the movie were created with a computer.
90%?
90%.
Wow!
And here at a company called Centropolis, each Godzilla part is scanned into the computer. See this arm? It's divided up into sections. Then the computer zaps in each point and creates a skeleton or wire frame. It's like connect the dots. Once the skeleton is assembled, it's time to put on the skin and muscles. Ta-da! Godzilla is in the house. It's like making a sandwich. You always start with a clean plate. The clean plate is the background that the director films first. And then the other computer ingredients, the cab, the crater, and the splash, are slapped on top. In this scene, making cars hurl through the air is as easy as a green screen. A green screen is like using a cookie cutter. You can cut out the hurling car and paste it on a background of the city street. Now all we need is a giant explosion and a big nasty beast. Paste him on the background and voila, the scene is complete. I'll bet you wouldn't believe that this shot is totally computerized. No way. Stop. I can prove it. Take away the lights, get rid of the cab, no more sky, can the beast, lose the bridge, and all that's left is a background. They start from scratch with this tiny bridge.
That's not very scary.
Right. They start from scratch with this tiny bridge.
That's not very scary.
Right. So they added all these wicked layers of detail until Godzilla is ready to smash whatever gets in its way. So with a powered-up blast from the computer, Patrick Tatopoulos' new Godzilla was transformed into a techno-beast with a mega bite.
By now, the world is well aware of that large lizard loose in Manhattan. Godzilla is big and hungry, but as Leonard Maltin shows us now, the beast had a helping hand from the effects wizards of Hollywood.
It only takes Godzilla just over 2 hours to tear up the Big Apple, but Hollywood's top special effects artists toiled for more than a year to bring the lizard to life. Oh no! The king of the monsters comes ashore in Manhattan, wreaking havoc on a fishing pier. Ah! The beast is actually a submerged scale model that rips apart a miniature version of the pier. The scene is then played back in slow motion, and a computer combines an actor with the original shot. When Godzilla hits the streets of New York, a truck driver nearly becomes Lizard Lunch. The monster's often the work of computer animators, but for this thrilling sequence, the special effects team designed an animatronic model with facial and body movements powered by remote control.
Action! Godzilla steps down the street, and actually his mouth comes down and picks up the truck, lifts him way up in the air, and as the truck rotates, our stunt fella falls out of the door.
When the army takes aim at Godzilla, they also destroy the Chrysler building, or in this case, a highly detailed model wired for demolition by pyrotechnic experts.
There's going to be a giant explosion and the entire top comes down.
How's that, good?
Should be good.
And this monstrous mayhem is just what producer Dean Devlin had in mind.
I'm going to flatten the place. Flatten it, I tell you, flatten it.
I see you thought it was all done by computers, but it's not, and that's what makes it so good. Godzilla's rampage, by the way, may not be over. The Beast makers were reportedly encouraged to plot out a trilogy of films. But then, of course, the Japanese Godzilla, that starred in the 50s, ultimately starred in 22 movies. That's a lot of time for a guy to zip up a suit, don't you think so?
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Leonard.
Hello, I'm Charles Kamen. In 1954, a strange and mysterious creature emerged from the depths of Tokyo Bay and leapt onto the movie screens of the entire world. Nearly half a century later, Godzilla is coming to the acting capital of the world. He's hungry for new challenges and ready to make a big impression on the streets of the Big Apple. Not bad for a movie star pushing 50. Should never have had the eel for breakfast. Who suggested that?
My whole concept was based on totally changing Godzilla.
He's too fast!
I wanted to start new, I had the idea for Godzilla like yesterday, and how would you do like a movie like this today?
The task of reinventing Godzilla for a new generation fell to Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin, the creative team behind Stargate and Independence Day. Their twin talents for taking familiar stories in new directions and destroying national landmarks put the duo at the top of the monsters' A-list.
Yeah, that's okay.
We make popcorn movies. We love popcorn movies. When you have that kind of passion for the films you make, there's a chance that that passion may become infectious.
It's weird, right? It's like I'm watching a movie. I forget for this moment really what's happening.
The film stars Matthew Broderick as a scientist hot on the tail of the rampaging Godzilla. Maria Patillo plays a fledgling television news reporter receiving careful guidance from one of the medium's veteran anchors. Hank Azaria plays a New York news cameraman who's obviously had too many cups of coffee. And international superstar Jean Reno plays a role shrouded in a haze of pre-release secrecy. And like me, Godzilla appears as himself.
I don't see Godzilla as a monster. He's like a fish out of the sea. He's in the wrong world.
The filmmakers started by giving Godzilla a complete tail-to-snout makeover, utilizing the latest in state-of-the-art visual effects technology.
Our Godzilla's a lot leaner, that's the first thing. The exercise craze has even affected Godzilla. The man must be taking aerobics or step classes or spinning or something.
When they made the Godzilla films, they were limited to putting a guy in a big rubber suit lumbering down a street because that's as far as they could go technologically at the time.
The
felt to me it was more respectful in some aspect to not try to alter the Godzilla that was done for generations and just step onto doing a new creature, a new direction. You still have the spirit of the old Godzilla within that new guy.
Only now can we really present Godzilla in the way that I think the original authors intended him to be, which is lethal and fast and agile, and with a few new tricks up his sleeve.
Kind of sad because it's not his fault, any of it. You know, he was made by us.
The original Godzilla was made in Japan shortly after World War II, and obviously on the minds of a lot of Japanese people was about nuclear radiation and what had happened to their country after having two nuclear bombs dropped on them. And so it was that fear of what we have done to our environment and our world that could come back and haunt us. And so we wanted, in our version, to stay faithful to the origins of Godzilla.
The first of its kind.
He stands as tall as the Flatiron Building in New York City. From head to tail, his length matches the height of Tokyo's impressive tower. His foot is as big as this small temple. He can run as fast as this Shinkansen train, about 200 miles an hour. And his eyeballs are as big as this Chochin lantern.
They say, well, he's 20 stories tall, but that's a little hard to visualize. I don't see it! This is the first time I thought, well, if his first foot is there, and the other foot's there, and the other one's there, and there, like the size of the gate.
We act to nothing so much because they're all going to computer in later, Godzilla, and so we got kind of used to reacting to things that aren't there.
Like kind of take it up is then the part when you like actually film it. I mainly kind of explain what he does. A lot for the actor is important where he has to look. And then it's their imagination what they do with it.
Running would be a good idea.
For cast and crew, working with the leading lizard was not always fun and games. In the case of Godzilla's radioactively mutated ego, size mattered. Who writes this?
He gets a lot of attention. A lot.
He has special needs. That's what they say. He has special needs, Godzilla. He has to eat fresh fish. He can't eat what everybody else eats. That's a lot of fish.
Very difficult. Very difficult. Never comes out of his trailer. Also, like where you park his trailer. I learned that problem.
He does have the biggest trailer. I was pretty upset by that. But you know, who's going to go tell him? You know, hey man, can I talk to you for a second? Who is your agent? You know, he doesn't. He just blows you right off. By the time you get that out, he's like taking 3 steps and he's gone.
Nobody has the nerve to tell him, this is a movie where there are a lot of other people in it. Do you want to be in this movie or don't you? You know, they don't want to say that to him. I think they're afraid of him.
I'm Charles Kamen. Have a lizard-free tomorrow. Terry? Kamen. Yeah, look. Have we fact-checked any of this stuff about his head is as big as his eye is as big as, or are we just blowing smoke up our own behinds?
Godzilla's hiding, and it's up to you to find him. Just buy a medium or larger drink. If you find a Godzilla, use your decoder to reveal what you've won.
I think I need a bigger box.
He's the guy everyone wants to party with this summer.
Big lizard eats Big Apple.
And he's coming to town to make some noise. It's the world premiere of Godzilla live from New York City. Today could be my lucky day. With more stars than you can shake your tail at.
I'm looking forward to it.
This party is sure to be a smash. So, if size does matter, check out the biggest bash in town. It's the live premiere of Godzilla.
Monday on Space, the Imagination Station.
Godzilla premiered on Monday, May 18th, 1998 at Madison Square Gardens in New York City.
The slowest machine in the world, or am I mistaken?
It is the slowest machine. Stand by, please.
Yep. What's the total time?
How long does the machine get?
We have speed.
Very good.
We're speeding.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you.
And congratulations to all of you on Godzilla.
Thank you very much.
I mean, this is such a ride, such a ride. You are playing a television cameraman. And I thought maybe they'd have a camera here so you would feel at home.
There are some shooting me now, so I'm right at home, yes.
Did you get used to that camera on your shoulder?
It's heavy. We had a dummy one that was a lot lighter, thank God. Because I thought of that. It was 5 months of shooting. It was like a long time to be lugging a camera around. But we had one that was that looked fine. I've been told by real cameramen though, that there's no way that an actual TV camera could stand up to that much moisture as it did in the movie. But you know, artistic license. What can I say?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a theory that what your real role is in this movie. You are the voice of Godzilla.
The voice of Godzilla? No, I can't quite do that. That would be difficult to recreate. I'd have to increase in size a great deal to match that level of volume. And no, that was, I guess, the one thing they kept from the original is the way he sounds, which was a good idea because that roar of his is pretty chilling.
But you are the man of 1,000 voices at least.
Do a lot of voices, yeah.
Yes. Now, what would Moe of The Simpsons think about Godzilla? What would he say?
Big lizard. You know, I've seen bigger. Don't get me wrong. But that's a big lizard. You know, you need to call a guy to come. You couldn't take care of that yourself. You need to call pest control for that guy. As long as he's a big drinker, though, it doesn't matter to me. I don't discriminate in my bar. He wants to come in, that's fine.
Very good. Very good. Do you ever play jokes on people with your many voices?
Very rarely, actually. You know, when I was out of work, I would leave elaborate outgoing messages on my answering machine as different voices and celebrities, because, you know, that was the only work I was getting, really, at the time. Every once in a while, when I wanted to get into a club in L.A. and I couldn't get in, I would call up as Mickey Rourke and say, "Hi, how you doing? It's Mickey Rourke. I'd like to come bang around the club tonight, and can you put my friend Hank Azaria on the list too?" And that would work every once in a while, but that was about as far as I went.
Until Mickey Rourke found out what you were doing. Huh?
Yeah, God, I hope he doesn't find out now. He'll hurt me.
Now he knows.
Please don't hurt me, Mickey. I got some of my teachers' voices down pretty well. And sometimes I would bother I caught my friend Bob once copying Spanish homework that he shouldn't have been doing, you know, and I came up behind him in the lunchroom and I went, "What are you doing?" And he was shot up to the ceiling. He thought it was our Spanish teacher.
When did you know you had all these voices?
When I was a kid, at 5 years old, I can remember getting a big tape recorder and recording my own voice and imitating people and giggling like an idiot for hours. Always did it, even before I thought I'd be an actor. I would always like to mess around that way.
And did you do voiceovers before you did real acting?
I did Simpsons. You know, Simpsons is really the only voiceover. I mean, I guess now I've done other things, but Simpsons was my start in voiceovers, which is very odd to get that wonderful voiceover job as your first job out. It was a fluky thing, you know. Yeah, I did Simpsons for a while before I really started acting on camera.
Are you still going to be walking dogs?
Every once in a while.
Mad about
Once in a while, I walk a dog, sure. What the heck? Just because I'm with a big lizard doesn't mean I'm going to ignore the little dog. I'm not going to forget the little people.
Hey, you're delightful, and again, congratulations to all of you on Godzilla, and I enjoyed your performance very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice. Nice to meet you.
So how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
We met before.
Yes, we have. Yes, during the professional.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes.
Oh. Time is running too fast, huh?
You pronounce it Reno, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yes. Jean Reno.
Oui.
Or Reno.
Oui.
Reno?
Reno, exactly. Jean Reno.
Oh, all right. Very good. Well, Sean, it's nice to see you again. We talked when you were having that great success with The Professional. And now here you are in this spectacular film.
Wow, huge.
Have you ever done anything that even is close to this?
I was in Mission Impossible, but my part was smaller than this one. And it was also a big movie. But this one is amazing, powerful, huge. I saw it 2 nights ago. It was like a punch. Wow. Oh, my God, how they can do that?
I know, it's quite remarkable. It really, I know quite a lot about filmmaking.
But she's running inside the city.
I know.
Like a cat. I mean, a giant cat.
Would Paris ever allow this kind of filming to be done in the city?
I don't know. I don't know, because when they destroy the building with the top like this, I don't know the name. It's impressive. But it's a joke. It's only a movie.
Will French people like this?
I hope they will. They will see it at the end of the week, Cannes Festival. I will be there. Yeah, we will close the festival with that movie.
Oh boy. It'll close it all right.
Yeah.
With huge bang.
Yeah, it's finished. Okay, let's go home.
You know what Matthew Broderick told me was that in making the film, he would kind of look at Hank Azaria and then he would look at you, and that's how he would determine the degree of fright he should have. Did you know that?
Matthew is an adorable guy. I would say baby. Matthew is adorable. I like him very much. Yeah, I understand what he said. Everybody has his own Godzilla in his mind. I choose kind of an essence of a danger more than a precise shape of a monster. Because I didn't think of it like a monster. I thought it was a character more than a monster. Because of the baby Zilla, because of the pain, because of the conscience that she's a conscience, our conscience, because we've been destroying the planet, doing testing. And look what is happening right now in India. Stupid. And I thought it was a real character. It wasn't frightening for me. I had to do something. You see, I had a road in that movie. I had to follow the road, no matter what she do.
You know, one of my favorite little scenes in this movie is where you are in the car and you used your American accent.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Right. And then I love the punchline. Do I dare give it away?
Yeah.
How you learned your American accent.
I've been rehearsing. I have a coach called Cameron Watson from Omaha, Nebraska, you know. And I've been working with him 5 years now. I've done 6 movies with him. And we rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. And it's a job, the work.
Yes. Well, I've enjoyed seeing you again, Jean, and congratulations to all of you. And I thoroughly enjoyed your performance.
Thank you.
And I'm always amazed when I talk with you that you are such a charming gentleman, and you can be such a dastardly character on screen.
That's part of my job.
I know it is.
To make the character believable.
And you do a wonderful job of it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take care.
This is the police! Show yourself, Godzilla!
Guess who's coming to KFC?
Wow! Godzilla!
Stomp on into KFC and get an action toy with every kid's meal. Or for $4.95, get a state-of-the-art Godzilla roaring hand puppet.
Look, it's Godzilla!
Yeah. It looks pretty hungry.
See the movie, then get the toys at KFC.
The 1998 Godzilla film, directed by Roland Emmerich, sparked a tidal wave of mixed reactions and some outright monster-sized disappointment.
A very large lizard causes a great deal of inconvenience while trying to lay some eggs in Madison Square Garden in Godzilla, one of 4 new movies we're going to be reviewing this week on Siskel and Ebert, and we'll also have a report from the Cannes Film Festival. I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times, and my colleague Gene Siskel had surgery a couple of weeks ago, and I'm very happy to report he's well on the road to recovery. Gene has seen all of the movies on today's program, and I think we're going to be hearing from him all during the show. Are you there, Gene?
Yes, I am, Roger. I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune, and I hope that our producers have selected a really good photo of me that our audience will be forced to stare at for the next few minutes. Okay. I wonder if such a photo exists.
You're looking great, Gene.
Oh, thanks.
You look fabulous. Okay.
You're an excellent critic.
Okay, now on to Godzilla, which plays like they took apart 6 other monster movies, threw out the good parts, and then tried to reassemble what was left in the dark. Anyone who has seen many giant creature movies will recognize all the obligatory stops along the way, like the ominous early warnings, the destruction of famous landmarks, and the monster who makes a comeback after you think it's dead. The monster is never dead the first time around in these movies. I didn't even mind the formula. I just wish it had been done better. Consider this scene, for example. Matthew Broderick plays a scientist called in to determine what kind of beast caused a disaster in Panama. Watch the way the movie goes for a cheap shot as the camera pulls back.
I'm a biologist. I take radioactive samples and I study them.
That's great. Here's your sample. Study it.
What sample?
You're standing in it.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's a giant footprint, all right, but obviously the scientist would have known that he was in Panama to study footprints. Anyway, before long, Godzilla has arrived not at its usual destination of Tokyo, but in King Kong's old stomping grounds, New York. Another problem I had was with the monster's size. He's as tall as a 30-story building in some shots, and yet here they're afraid he might escape into the 20-foot-high tunnel system. Of course, logical questions like that are sort of beside the point. If Godzilla worked as a monster movie, I'd be happy, but it doesn't. There's not a single scary shot in the whole movie, and the monster itself lacks the majesty and mystery of the earlier movie Godzillas, even though they were in schlock films. Somebody told me it seemed less like a threat than like a pathetic, frightened animal, and you know, that's right.
Roger, I agree with you. You mentioned and complained that the film had all the standard elements of big monster movies. Mm-hmm. It's missing one: terror.
Exactly.
I was never afraid of Godzilla.
That's absolutely right, Gene. In fact, most of the time, I thought I'm just looking at special effects. I never had the illusion that there was a monster there at all. I just thought this is animation or this is some kind of a model.
You just see a big, wrinkly creature, stumbling across the landscape. There's no terror in this film, and that's stunning. I mean, that would be the last thing I would expect from this picture. Let me tell you another problem that they have. Frequently, they use dialogue instead of action. Mm-hmm. For example, we're told that the monster, once he starts ripping through Manhattan, there's a report that there's looting in the Disney and Warner Brothers stores on 57th Street.
Yeah.
Show us that stuff.
Absolutely.
Don't have somebody say that in dialogue. Show it. It's obvious. It's a natural opportunity for humor with Godzilla playing with all the plush toys. It's not done.
What did you think about Mayor Ebert and his sidekick, Gene?
I thought that seemed petty.
Yeah, I did too.
It does seem petty, Roger. I mean, I was used as a villain in another picture called The Ref, and Siskel was the name of the villain. And, it's such a distinctive name, an odd name, that, audiences are thinking, well, all right, when's Ebert going to show up? Now, you shouldn't be thinking about that during a picture.
Yeah, the only good thing about Mayor Ebert and his sidekick was that at least Godzilla didn't step on us.
Well, but Roger, I fully expected that to happen. And I think the audience is waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, maybe they should have included that.
Again,
bring him on stage, at least squish him, right?
Exactly. There are missing scenes.
Okay, next movie in our next film.
Ian Scholes. My response to most cultural phenomena these days is initial excitement followed rapidly by boredom, annoyance, and hatred. The new movie Godzilla triggered all these responses within days of each other, a new record even for me. The movie's slogan, "Size Does Matter," struck me as clever until its constant repetition on the sides of buses, billboards, and television screens made me want to scream, "No, it doesn't." When the preview started showing the actual monster, I found myself thinking, that little bitty thing, the real Godzilla, would have him for breakfast. I shouldn't hate this movie as much as I do, I know. After all, I haven't seen it. But
Everything about it strikes me as emblematic of what's wrong with modern pop culture. More thought went into the ad campaign and packaging of action figures than went into the movie itself. According to Time magazine, Toho Studios, creators of the original Godzilla, have a compendium of iconographical do's and don'ts when it comes to the depiction of this ravager of cities. Designer Patrick Tatopoulos, who created the aliens of Independence Day, nevertheless proceeded to design a monster that violated every rule Toho laid down. I'm a bit of an iconoclast myself, but some things you just don't tamper with. Godzilla's radioactive breath, for example, has been deleted, gone with the wind. We were creating an animal, Tatopoulos explained. We weren't creating a monster. A 20-story tall, 400-foot-long lizard is just an animal? That sure sounds like a monster to me. Or maybe he thought radioactive breath would be gilding the lily. And what's wrong with making a monster anyway? Okay, maybe the original Godzilla wasn't an anatomically correct radiation-mutated iguana. Is that such a bad thing? Filmmakers also arrogantly decided not to include the obligatory final real battle between Godzilla and, say, Rodan. If you're going to make a mega movie about the most mega monster of all time, you can at least take your own slogan seriously. If size does matter, wouldn't two monsters supersize the movie, so to speak? Despite Hollywood's tampering with the pseudo-myth, Godzilla remains a giant monster with radioactive breath. The fact is, the one true Godzilla is always played by a Japanese guy wearing a rubber suit. Moreover, an authentic Godzilla must always battle another guy in a Japanese rubber suit. These are more than mere conventions. They are formal necessities. You can't write a 16-line sonnet. You can't write a haiku that fills 3 volumes. There's no egg-free omelet. You can't make a Godzilla movie without a guy in a rubber Godzilla suit. So what's so hot about this new movie? Manhattan's been destroyed before by comets, by aliens, by Godzilla himself. Despite the bloated budget, ad campaign, and supersaturation of theaters everywhere, Godzilla can't live up to his gaudy past. Godzilla's been downsized. Godzilla's just a big cheese sandwich made with big puffy slices of bread, but minus the cheese. I gotta go.
Welcome to Taco Bell. Can I take your order?
Let's see. 1,000 burrito supremes, 700 Mexican pizzas, and what of those new gorditas? Hey, Godzilla, want something to drink?
Godzilla's at Taco Bell on 4 collector cups. And now you can put them in a cool Godzilla cup holder. Get them while supplies last.
Godzilla the album in stores now.
Don't be afraid. Yeah, come with me. Yeah, come with me.
The soundtrack, featuring alternative rock music, was released on May 19th, 1988 by Epic Records. It was a success on the music charts, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard 200. The original score was composed by David Arnold, and the album was supported by the single Come With Me, performed by Sean Combs and Jimmy Page.
What we know so far, as of now, dozens of people are reported killed, thousands of others injured. Civil defense stations are being set up throughout the island of Manhattan.
Since the World Trade Center bombing, hundreds of thousands of people have jammed the streets in the largest evacuation in the history of this city. And many people, many people, are not happy about it.
Now that evacuation is unprecedented.
how Godzilla fits in a Taco Bell kids meal. Get him or one of 4 other action toys. Tanks, fighter jets, baby Godzillas, and helicopters. Only at Taco Bell.
This is the police! Show yourself, Godzilla!
Guess who's coming to KFC? Stomp on into KFC for a Godzilla kids meal and get a state-of-the-art Godzilla action toy. See the movie, then get the toys at KFC. Stomp on in to KFC for a Godzilla monster meal. That's 2 pieces of chicken, chips, potato and gravy, a roll, and a Pepsi, all for $4.95.
Looks like we'll need more chips.
See the movie, then visit KFC.
Size does matter.
We pinned Godzilla with our tanks and all-terrain vehicles, and the beast's tail is power slashing back. Call in Hornet strike jets. Storm the sky with missiles. Direct hit. Now unleash the Apache. Electronets. Arm. Oh no! Its claws are shredding the net. Godzilla's too big. We need bigger guns.
Godzilla vehicles, action figures, and Thundertail Godzilla figure each sold separately from Trendmasters. Godzilla, size does matter.
Godzilla eggs are hatching. Mutant babies with slashing claws. Lock and load. These babies are packed with mutant attack powers. Electro nets are shredded. Our battle shields are failing. Wait! Nick's repelling into position. Fire! Oh no! Something big is coming. It's Godzilla! We need bigger guns!
Godzilla babies, hatchlings, action figures, and Supreme Godzilla each sold separately from Trendmasters. Godzilla, size does matter.
Our attack vehicles have put living Godzilla on the run, but Godzilla's roar is blasting our defenses. Mortar missiles and strike jets are hitting him hard, but Mighty Godzilla lives. Oh no! His tornado roar is too powerful. We need bigger guns. Can any army beat Godzilla?
Living Godzilla, action figures, deluxe action figures, and vehicles each sold separately from Trendmasters. Godzilla, size does matter.
Godzilla's roar is deafening. His claws are slashing through our troops. Wait, it's Nick. Unleash the battle bikes to get a clean shot. We need to knock out his power claws. Combat cannons are locked in. Rockets are blasting airborne. Oh no! Claws are shredding everything in sight. We need bigger guns.
Godzilla, deluxe human action figures, and combat claw Godzilla figure each sold separately from Trendmasters.
Take control with Battle Action 8 Godzilla. 4 building-busting actions, 4 spine-chilling sounds, and incredible reptile feel Godzilla skin. Take control with Battle Action 8 Godzilla and action feature baby Godzillas only from Playmates.
Size does matter.
Our attack vehicles have put living Godzilla on the run, but Godzilla's roar is blasting our defenses. Mortar missiles and strike jets are hitting him hard, but Mighty Godzilla lives. Oh no! His tornado roar is too powerful. We need bigger guns. Can any army beat Godzilla?
Living Godzilla, action figures, deluxe action figures, and vehicles each sold separately from Trendmasters.
New extremely hot, fiery habanero Doritos. Better keep some water nearby. Fiery habanero Doritos chips. Snack strong.
It's coming. An event so monstrous, so relentless, that nothing on Earth can stop it. The time has come to rock the world. Godzilla is alive and now priced to own on video. It's the creature feature that went on a rampage at the box office, grossing $140 million and still counting. Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin, the creators of the smash hit Independence Day, have done it again, delivering earth-shaking thrills in a big way.
Unbelievable. Hot off a combined $150 million in theatrical advertising and major promotional firepower, Godzilla has already made an immense impression on consumers all across America.
I think I need a bigger boat.
That's one hell of a job! This spectacular action thriller crashes onto home video just in time for the holiday buying season. And to guarantee that the Godzilla home video release will achieve even wider customer awareness, Columbia TriStar Home Video has joined forces with a powerhouse of cross-promotional partners. Duracell is sponsoring a nationwide promotion that will assault the country in 2 waves. The first wave, September through October, will hook consumers with a glow-in-the-dark poster offer. And the poster includes a $3 consumer rebate offer with the purchase of an Anaconda video. Wave 2 runs through November and into the first quarter of 1999 and offers a free Godzilla flashlight with purchase of Godzilla video and Duracell batteries. Plus, there'll be world-shaking in-store merchandising and national television spots. I think that's a good idea. And Dreyer's Eddies is sponsoring a nationwide promotion at their retailers with point-of-purchase displays and 1 million containers of Godzilla vanilla ice cream. Yeah.
Godzilla's massive media blitz marches on with an overpowering television campaign that will include major network advertising.
Fire at will!
In prime time, daytime, late night, and morning. Reaching 96% of all households 12 times and generating over 900 million consumer impressions from TV advertising alone. And our print, radio, direct mail, in-store advertising, promotions, and POP will deliver hundreds of millions of additional consumer impressions.
Don't you think we have enough already?
Plus, Columbia TriStar Home Video is piling on support with DVD promotions, as well as internet sweepstakes, and cable and print promotions. Once Godzilla stomps into your stores, our special POP and unique Godzilla packaging will attack consumers with a price that's a monster of a deal.
That's affirmative.
And Columbia TriStar will guarantee that all your customers will be seeing green with 20-count counter displays, 40, 60, and 80-count floor displays, 216 and 432-count towers, and 672-count pallets, plus a spectacular theatrical-sized poster.
So you're in.
And with a VHS pre-pack order date of September 10th, a VHS single order date of October 1st, a DVD order date of October 6th, a street date of November 3rd, and a 45-day pay-per-view window. Now is the time to cash in on all the excitement.
I think we got him.
Roger that. So prepare for the arrival of the year's biggest star in the movie that shook the world. And don't miss out on monster action.
We need bigger guns.
Giant thrills. And gargantuan profits. Godzilla, on the loose and coming on video cassette and DVD from Columbia TriStar Home Video.
On November 3rd, 1998, the film was released on VHS and DVD in the United States. The VHS earned $8 million from rentals during its first week in the United States, and at that time, making it the biggest video opening since Titanic. The DVD sold over 400,000 units in the United States by the end of 1998.
Get ready to rock the house. Godzilla is alive, now on video. Rock your house with Godzilla, now on video cassette and DVD.
All right, fish your hand over your lunch money.
Penelope? It's Nell. Okay, Nell. Do you watch Fox Kids?
Yes. No.
You don't watch Spider-Man, Power Rangers, or Woody Woodpecker?
No.
At the very least, you should watch Godzilla.
Why?
No reason.
Fox Kids, Saturday mornings, weekday afternoons on Fox 5.
Are we ready to say goodbye to 1997? Are you ready, New York City? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
"1998, the year of Godzilla."